What do you think about the Japanese Professor Ishiguro's new robots, or Erika or the Gemini? They are very human-like, and I interviewed him a few weeks ago, and he told me that his intention now is to make Erika, the robot, fully autonomous and have its own intentions and desires. I don't know what does it mean, but what's your reflection on this issue?
Yeah, so as you know, again, based on that paper, my main idea is that we shouldn't build artificial intelligence that we have obligations towards. We have an obligation not to do that because of the inequality of the context of something that's owned and operated. But also now I don't talk about that kind of thing so much anyway, because I don't think it's actually plausible. I mean, so let's talk, you can definitely create an artifact to which people are very attached and that's unique. You know, you could choose not to make it mass produced. And that's when I feel like, you know, some people love that. They like to play computer games where you can't save, you know, but other people really don't want to invest so much into their characters. They're not to be able to save and try different things. So there's attitudes about that, right? So I don't want to tell adults what they can and can't do with their art or their money. But I really do see this as the same as like people that are going into, what is that, cryogenics, you know, like, you know, people are so afraid of dying that they freeze themselves, or they try to build chatbots off of their email or whatever. But and I do think, again, one of my really obscure writings, because the University of Bath is like, I think it's one of like 2 places in the world, no, it's certainly one of the 2 places in Europe that actually has a Center for Death in Society. So we talked about death a lot more than most people do. Actually, that's something, well, that's another story with Dave Dunkel. Yeah. When I first met him, he was like the guy with the coffin. But anyway, so the Center for Death in Society also had a coffin. They did art with it and things. But more importantly, I wound up on an issue of bereavement care about artificial intelligence and life after death. Because it's really interesting. You can sit here and have these, you know, abstract debates that we have in academia, but there's an awful lot of people that seriously believe that they're communicating to their dead friends by posting on their dead friends' Facebook pages, right? And I don't think that whether the Facebook page wrote back to them or anything would make them feel like their friend was less dead, but just even having that digital interactive experience of being able to put something there and interact. So anyway, in my article, I said, look, maybe this is, you know, some huge proportion of humanity believes in the efficacy of the dead. They really believe that their ancestors care about what they do and can have influence over their lives, right? And I think to some extent that's true, because we all model in our heads. So where are the ancestors? They're dead, right? So it's not their brains that are having impact, but all of our brains of the people that knew are modeling what they would think, and so that is influencing our behavior to some extent, right? So I think that when you throw artificial intelligence into that, just like when you throw photography, I don't know if you can see. Let's tip this. That's my great grandfather and great grandmother are over
there in the small bit. Okay.
Right. I'll even bring it here for you to see.
Okay. Yes.
This is my great grandfather Sullivan, who I knew. He lived to be like 90 something, and my great grandmother Sullivan, who I never met. So anyway, that changes our experience so much over what our recent ancestors would have had. 200 years ago, most people didn't have even a painting, right? Yeah. let alone like everybody now has photographs, right? But so that probably does alter the extent to which those individuals have influence, because we look up and we see them and we remember them, sort of. I was like 5 when he died, but but anyway, I like the feeling of continuity anyway. But no, I must have been 8. Doesn't matter. Okay.